Hi Stampers, it's Nancy from Stampin' Shout. Welcome to my YouTube channel. This is day 3 of my video series using Countryside Corners. That's the stamp set and the dies. And today we're going to make a guide card. So this is showing you, today's card, how you can use the cutout dies and the stamp and put it with any other stamp set that you have. So this is how it opens. It's got a cutout front and then the inside to a great guy. So let's get started. Remember, all comments will be entered to win today's card. And you don't have to worry, I do all the fast forwarding for you. So you can just stamp and shout. My videos are nice and short. So I'm going to have a base of Night of Navy. And I'm using crumb cake and, of course, scraps of white. All the information will be on my website. So I'll have the sizes there, the shopping supplies, everything will be listed there, so you don't have to worry about right now copying it. You just, after the video, you can go there and see everything you need to know. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in a piece of crumb cake, and I'm going to bring in my stamp in Night of Navy ink. So this is a big stamp, so we're going to stamp the ink pad on the stamp. And that's Night of Navy ink. And I'm just going to center it on my crumb cake piece. And I'm bring back in the dies, and I'm going to cut it out with the largest die. Now, when you go to my directions, there are 7 dies here, and I'm going to start in my directions calling die 1 the largest one. So I have die 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 will be the smallest. So again, in my directions, die 1 is the largest, die 7 is the smallest. And we are going to cut this out with die 2. So I'm just going to place it right there. And then I'm going to run that through the machine, and I will be right back. Before I cut that out, let me give you another little hint. So what I'm going to do to make sure that stays exactly where I want it is I'm going to lay a piece of washi tape down. And when I use washi tape, I've kind of stick it on something to get that extra sticky off. We don't need that much sticky. And I'm going to, this whole piece on the center is going to be cut away. So I'm going to lay some washi tape right on the inside, that cutaway part. And I could lay another piece down if I want, but I just wanted to give you that hint before I run this through the machine. So there, it cut that away. And then this piece I'm going to save. I'm going to peel this washi tape off. I'm going to save this for another project. So here's the white piece, and I went ahead and stamped that earlier. And I am also going to cut this out with die number 2. And I will be right back. So now we're going to use this piece. And here's an example of how the die is cut. So this can be used on another card. Now we're going to do some stamping. So I'm going to do some stamping with Wildlife Wonder. So I have my scrap piece here. Before I stamp, I'm going to go ahead and cut out this piece with die 1, 2, 3. This is die 4. So I'm going to cut that out, then I'm going to do some stamping. So I cut that out first just so I make sure that I fit all the images that I want in the right spot. And I'm going to bring in my Night of Navy ink. And I'm going to stamp the sentiment in the top left area. And then I'm going to stamp the wolf, and I'm going to use crumb cake. I'm going to stamp him in the bottom left-hand area. And then I'm going to bring in boho blue and stamp some of the little flowery images, the little weeds. So I'm just stamping here and there. So I'm going to run this through the embossing folder. I'm going to use the Time Worn embossing folder and give it a little bit of texture. And it really, really makes a difference when you add that texture. So let me close up these stamp pads. And bring in our card pieces, and we'll finish this card. So on this one here, I'm not going to use one of the dies. I'm actually just going to fussy cut an edge because I don't want it really, really big. I just want a little bit of a trim on here. So I'm just holding it near the bottom. That's going to be my bottom border. And I'm holding it on the left. And I'm going to go ahead and just trim this a little bit. So for the inside, I'm going to take and just glue all these pieces together. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this piece that we cut out earlier. I'm going to glue that to the front of our card. Now I'm going to bring in die 2. I'm going to open up this card. I'm going to place this right there, fits in there perfectly, and I'm going to cut out that whole front piece, and I will be right back. That piece is on the inside. The hole is in there. Now we just have to bring back in our focal point. And we're just going to lay that right in the center. It's glued in there. This opens up just like that. That's the inside of your card. So the only thing I'm going to do now is add some embellishments, just a couple. These are the rustic metallic adhesive back dots. So we're going to add a couple of those. Give our card a little bit more personality. Just like, whoop, I don't like that there. There you go. Finished card. What do you think? So I hope you liked today's card. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Visit my website for all the sizes and shopping links, dimensions, more pictures. Everything you need is there. Come back tomorrow at noon. We'll make another card. And don't be shy. Stamp and shout.